Hello, this is Resource of the Week with SolanoConnex, Mental Health, Service Access, and You. My name is Valentina Kelly, and this week we had the pleasure of meeting with David Burke, the founder of New Start Recovery Solutions. Hi, David.
Hey, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm so excited to learn a little bit more from you. Could you just start by telling us a little bit about the organization that you're from and what it specializes in?
So my name is David Burke. I'm the founder of New Start Recovery Solutions. Also, our behavioral health system is Sierra Health and Wellness. So underneath our umbrella, we have New Start Recovery Solutions. We have Recovery Happens. So New Start Recovery Solutions would be all our residential treatment centers. And then when you hear the word Recovery Happens, that's our step down into our outpatient day treatment. And I'll go over the two, the levels of care and all the services we provide. I'll start along with the New Start Recovery Solutions. So New Start Recovery Solutions, we are a JACO accredited as well as CARF 3.7, and we are IMS. So what that is we're a medical model. We do evidence-based treatment. IMS would be in network, just like an emergency room. So our nursing stations 24/7. We don't contract any of our clinicals or medical out. So it's all in-house. Each facility has its own nursing station. Some have multiple because some are bigger than the other ones. So for instance, Monterey, New Start Recovery Solutions is in Monterey. We have 3 nursing stations. One's a med tech on the 3rd floor. But all our facilities are medical managed detox. We have the doctors and nurses on staff. So like when we're doing assessments with a loved one, we do a biopsychosocial, just like you would do an intake at a hospital or any clinical office. And we determine a level of care. Our doctors would get a treatment plan together, working on like an action plan with the individual. Okay. And then he'd all be set up, or she would all be set up for an intake as we came in on the detox. So a detox protocol, we have 5 locations. We would have our Monterey, we have Concord, California. We have 2 in Sacramento, 1 in Chico, California, and we have a brand new facility coming online in Reno for the veterans, June 1st. So that one is, and as far as all the treatment centers residential, all the level of care and all the clinicals and everything across the board are all the same. So what that would be is we have the doctors, the psychiatrists on staff, some psychologists as well, master level therapists, as well as our counselors, and we have case management, as well as some career counselors. We do step down programs into job placement. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as we talk about the step down program. So the next level of care after detox would be the residential piece. So we are mental health as well. So after we stabilize and everything, we further assess, but the upfront assessment, we determine whether it's a dual diagnose. And the word dual diagnose means working along with substance abuse and mental health. So it'd be integrated treatment plans. It would be working with mental health. So that was the benefit of when we developed our residential treatment center, is having our own psychiatrists and psychologists and doctors, and all our doctors on staff are addiction specialists too. So we can meet people where they're at and get them where they go and move them through some stages of change. And if it's primary mental health after the detox, well, then that's where we would be going. It would become secondary substance abuse. So as far as the stabilization period, we would work on underlying issues as far as, it could be anxiety, it could be bipolar condition, it could be maybe PTSD. We really high emphasis on trauma. I would say, a lot of the upfront issues would be, there's a lot of the alcohol. We see a lot of fentanyls and opiates, some of the benzodiazepines as well. So we are medically managed, so we can even do a 2-week protocol on, with the alcohol and benzo. So anything we do is a safe, thought out process. So there's really no discomfort going through it. Okay. So as far as our treatment goes, we do dialectical behavioral therapy as well as DBT, and we have a conscious recovery as well. We also do motivational enhancement along with, we have some family dynamics. We work with the families as well. So as far as teaching an individual some core values or instilling the ones they have, and with some self-esteem, we could pick 3 different ways to process something, pick the best one. They have 2 other ones to fall back on. We can reflect and then develop some coping skills. And what's nice about when we designed our program is even from the detox, stepping down into the residential, once we transfer a patient from detox to the residential piece, they get a primary therapist and they also get a counselor. So the therapist could be the psychologist or the psychiatrist, depending on the level of care needed. So along with that, we have the family component, so we do the family component where we can work with the families while the loved one's in treatment. And then when we're discharging from treatment, we'll introduce the family to our aftercare program, but the individual to our outpatient day treatment. But more powerful is our alumni program, and I'll talk about that. We have probably a good 500 people in alumni. And so the alumni program is a way of staying connected, learning how to have fun, and really expressing and enjoying a better quality of life and recovery without just going to a meeting, coming back, going to work, So it would be, how do I function in society? How do I have fun? We do a lot of service work, but not only that is we incorporate that with other organizations. We'll do outside events to raise money for other causes, like if it's a Wounded Warrior project. There's a Hope Center where the Women and Children's Program needs some funds and stuff. So we're really good at, being more proactive, because at New Start Recovery Solutions, we're not just a treatment center we do want to treat and move people through a stage of change and get them stabilized with their families, but we also want to do service in all the communities we serve. And it really doesn't have to be the communities we serve. We just kind of want to bridge everybody together. It was just in Arizona talking with the Veteran Association there and kind of bridging some gaps, because we serve a big population with the veterans as well. And what it's like to cross-train our staff with some of the best experienced people in the United States. So, we fly them out and we do a lot of cross-training on the trauma tracks, what it's like to build good treatment in rural communities, connecting with people, because a lot of people get isolated and stuff. So we actually do transportation through the medical detox and the residential treatment center for people that are isolated. So we will send a nurse along with transportation to pick them up. And then, as far as the outpatient and the aftercare, that's probably the most critical piece, even though the detox and the residential it's an important of being stabilized and learn some tools and stuff. But after you get out of residential treatment where your feet hit the pavement, now we're talking about, some portable structure, a relapse prevention plan. And we're going to send you a relapse prevention plan for everybody to look at. And so what that does is really, when you're transitioning from the detox into the residential piece, now we're talking about the outpatient day treatment. It could be individual counseling for a while along with that, or just individual counseling. So people suffer from OCD, anxiety and stuff, and they need a soft touch, in going into a social environment if they suffer social anxiety. And so, we can walk you through that. And so what that looks like is we're just going to process some urges, desires, some feelings and emotions. And those are like the 4 core values of, of kind of like, how do I stabilize? How do I navigate through the day? And you'll read the relapse prevention. It gives you a little bit of direction. And then it kind of gives you a way to build a little self-esteem and navigate, if it's baby steps at first, it's progress, not perfection. And then we're here to walk you through it. As far as it goes, that whole treating the whole person would be, it could be not only therapeutically, but, how do we navigate through in society, holding my job down, having 3 kids. So, you have somebody to process stuff along with the alumni group too, because other people are going through it. So now you're running an integrated treatment plan through outpatient and the alumni. So the support is phenomenal. And you always have, like our alumni, we have ambassadors that have been there before. And so they kind of work with you too. So you've always got a group of positive people that we've built up at New Start Recovery Solutions, along with your primary therapist that's going to walk you through this whole treatment plan. So outpatient could be 2 days a week, could be 3 days a week, it could be 5 days a week. That would be day treatment. I think the biggest thing about it is it takes the anxiety away of just going to treatment like a lot of people do for 30 days and expected to change one thing. That's everything in 30 days. Mm-hmm. And it's a process within, So Not only that is when mom's secure in the recovery, it takes away insecurities of her little ones. That countertransference that we have as humans, and we project on other people. So when we're growing, everybody else is kind of feeling the love, you know. It's like you don't really have to overthink the process because it is a beautiful one, and we never figure everything out in one day. So, but we can let you know, we're going to walk you through it, and we'll be there with you. So I think one of the biggest things also about the whole situation for anybody that's looking for a better quality of life is there's a lot of people that we work with, not just at Recovery Solutions, but in other communities. And we're connected nationally pretty well. So if you were coming from another state and come in here, or if you're in a union, or if you're, you know, a pilot, or you have a return to work order, I mean, you're talking to somebody's licensed in all those domains to be able to do a return to work order. If there's a family member struggling on intervention, you know, with a loved one, we have some of the best people on staff to address that, or we're connected anywhere nationally. I'm on a couple international and national intervention teams. And what that does is, you know, it could be first responders, could be the veterans, it could be just a loved one. But if it's like through unions and stuff like that, we do a lot of trainings as well. So we can come in and, you know, teach intervention and craving identification in the workforce for, you know, employee assistance programs, or just departments that want to kind of educate their staff how to talk to a member or an employee about substance abuse. So there's a lot of different avenues. It's like even on the drug court panels and stuff like that. I used to work drug court for years, and that's what really got me into intervention, because there's 12 concepts, but you know, as there's 5 stages of change in treatment. So when you kind of walk through that intergenerational piece, you know, a family struggles with sometimes, you know, it's a beautiful thing to see them, you know, come together as a family, saying, this is what I'm willing to do, not willing to do, love you too much, kind of maybe to argue about it right now, but we're going to figure it out together. And, you know, then the process starts, you know, so it only starts with a positive conversation. So everything's, you know, intentional, factual, and it's invitational. So nobody gets a surprise. And then I would say some of the things we do offer is we have a work program too, that people can, when they come into outpatient and day treatment, if they don't have a career or anything like that, so we can talk to them about safe housing. And then, you know, we do have some contracts with the state where they can work through Caltrans and stuff like that. And you'll see that that's through our nonprofit. As far as getting people where they need to go and get them out of where they've been, you know, nobody gets left behind. And if we're not the resource, we'll definitely find a place for them to land. And that's one of the things, you know, when I started New Start Recovery Solutions with my partner, Joe Henderson, he, one of the things we came to is, you know, eventually we want to be able to provide these services for everybody, whether they have resources or not. Mm-hmm. So that's our goal, you know, is to no one gets left behind. So if somebody picked up the phone and got to us, we would definitely navigate them through it. Right now, we're in network, like with all the insurance companies, Kaiser Permanente, as well as the veterans across the board. So a lot of unions and, you know, the airlines and stuff like that. So we do a lot of trainings, like I said, for all those. So if there's anything anybody, you know, has in the community as far as like, you know, maybe in Solano County, we did we had the conference there and everything. You know, that's when, you know, there's strength in numbers when people come together and they, you know, kind of talk about their resources, get to know each other, and that just grows from there. And, you know, that's probably the most powerful thing right there.
Absolutely. And so can Solano County residents can come to any of the facilities if they wanted to, or if their insurance is accepted by New Start Recovery?
Yeah, so as far as Solano County or any county in California or the United States, we have people coming all over. We have people coming from around the world, actually. And so, but Solano, yes. I mean, we have a program right there in Concord, maybe 30 miles away. Beautiful program right there next to John Muir Medical Center. We do transport. So if there's anybody in Solano County needing anything, they can call the 866-303-6275, the admissions. My name's David Burke. They just say, Dave Burke referred you over. My admissions team has got a lot of compassion. They're very clinically sound. We have a doctor that signs off all our protocols. So if somebody was struggling, and they called us up, they could be in treatment that day.
Wow. That quick. That's amazing. Because I feel like that's where a lot of people get missed when they can't get into recovery right away.
That quitting tomorrow goes into a week, a month, Our thought behind that is, it takes a lot of courage to pick up the phone. And sometimes there's a small window to walk through that door. And, it just, we take it very serious and an honor to serve anybody that calls us, not just the veterans. We really encourage people to, even if they're not ready to call, at least we can plant a seed and chat with them a little bit what treatment is and what it isn't, because a lot of people think it's this and that. And then, like, I get back to the detox, that's one of the biggest fears. We have medically managed detox. Our doctors are going to walk you through that. Our nurse is going to be there, just like if you were in the hospital doing the rounds and everything. So that was one of the missing components, I think in a lot of the treatment centers would have is, contracting stuff out instead of having them right there. And then, the stabilization period, once you feel comfortable enough to start processing some of the underlying issues that maybe, you started using over, or, there's a lot of power in being in one place, processing some stages to where you can, get through it, put it behind you, and, learn and grow from it.
Absolutely. No, I think it's so amazing that you have everything basically under one roof and you make everything so easily accessible, when I know that this can be probably one of the most challenging times in people's lives. So to have it all set up for them to support them is amazing. And then I guess one of my questions was, what is the best way for people to get more information about the services that you provide? Do you have a website or another way?
So if somebody went to www.newstartrecoverysolutions.com, there's a number on there. My name is David Burke, but you can call the 866-303-6275. Anybody admissions will help you out. We have people, they're 24/7. We can, get all your information. We can start the process of getting you into treatment. If you need a different level of care, we have really good outside resources and stuff like that. So like I said, we'll get you where you need to go.
And then, David, was there anything else that you wanted to add that I didn't give you a chance to touch on?
I think the only I would add is, a lot of people individualize their life in recovery or something that could be better. And, it takes a lot of courage to pick the phone up, or maybe, say you and your loved ones and your family have been talking about it and just kind of don't have any direction, or maybe you get to the door but you're scared to open it. You can't ask the wrong question. You go ahead and call us. You could even ask for me personally, and one of us are going to walk you through it, whether you choose to go that day or not. At least you have the knowledge. And if it's just around some of the substances that are killing people now. I mean, the fentanyl, it's no joke. It's in everything, not just meth, it's in opiates, it's, so, or if it's just like, somebody's struggling with anxiety, or, we're suicidal and they just got out of the emergency room, and you don't have direction, call us, we can walk you through that. It's not all just about substance abuse. It is sometimes about the underlying issues, and a lot of people label it mental health. But it could just be something you're struggling with right now, and it's, it doesn't define your destiny in life. We can kind of walk you through it. So a lot of people stigmatize treatment, and it's just about quality of life if you just look at that. And that's the way we look at it. So our job is to get you on the road to recovery, or whatever that may look like.
Great. Thank you, David. And just the last question that we like to ask everyone, what is your favorite self-care technique?
First and foremost, I'll even self-disclose, I'm in recovery. So mine is, getting up, feeling comfortable. I do a little morning meditation. I love getting up early. I do work out and I do eat healthy and nutritionally. But on top of everything, I don't feel like I need to conquer everything in one day. So it's like having a plan, in the morning. I write most successful people will write out their schedule, and if you wake up in the morning and you're new in recovery and you wrote your schedule out, just put down there, I stayed clean this morning. I woke up clean, and everything else is a bonus. So, a daily check-in with yourself, but, being prepared for like meetings. I always get there 10 minutes early a little bit, so I'm not rushed, keep my anxiety level down. I'm not new in recovery anymore. I've got quite a few years. But, it's the way it works is you build up that spirit within, with that self-confidence to where, your body is like a temple. So you might as well eat healthy, take care of it. You'll see, a lot of your dopamines, if we got into the pharmacological and pharmacology of the body, you'll see within 6 to 8 months, there's a thing called post-acute withdrawal with early recovery, where it feels like you're, doing all the right things, but your body's feeling a little weird. That's your body healing and telling you, hey, this is a good thing. Nutrition, sleep, good sleep, consistent like that. I would say that was always my best friend in early recovery.
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for joining me today and teaching us a little bit more about the services that you provide at New Start Recovery Solutions. To learn more about this resource, please check out the link in our post. And we also want to remind you that if you're looking for other mental or emotional health resources and services, you can visit SolanoConnex, which is spelled CONNEX.org.